What's up guys, it's Scales here, and today we're going to be looking at if Battlefield 5 is worth buying. This video will be divided in three main parts: the articles, the game review itself, and the final judgment on the Sunday scale. So let's begin. Electronic Arts laid out its long-term plans for Battlefield 5 in a new blog post on the Tides of War. The name it's using to describe the evolving journey that players will take through the course of the Second World War. Players will create companies of soldiers, weapons, and vehicles of all customizable in multiplayer modes and combined arms. Players can have only one company per faction, beginning with the British and Germans, the two multiplayer factions that will be available at the launch. Particular importance are timed events, including multi-week grand operations, special assignments, and new missions, which will push further into the unexpected and influential battles of World War II over the course of Battlefield 5. EA emphasized that all Tides of War content will be free. There will be no premium pass. Your company will evolve side by side with Battlefield 5. We want to keep the entire community together. For one, the game involved a woman with a disability in a starring role. This was said by critics an inauthentic representation of World War II. Despite EA not being contractually obligated to strictly follow the events of World War II and women having actually served combat roles during the war, the thoroughly discussed argument that introducing this female character would break immersion was rolled out. It turns out that EA isn't apologetic for its choice of playable characters, and if people don't like the company's decision, then CCO Patrick Sutherland perfectly content with those players who are not picking up Battlefield 5. We've seen plenty of World War II games over the years, and many have followed the same formula. As such, expectations of what World War II games should be has become extremely limited. Sutherland explained how the team at DICE wanted to explore the stories that haven't been told. Similar to Battlefield 1's varied single-player campaign, Battlefield 5 is a lot about the unseen, the untold, and the unplayed. So guys, the main review will be consisted of two parts. Part number one is the user interface review, and part number two is the gameplay itself. So let's begin. As we can see, the user interface looks pretty nice. Here, if we click play, we have multiple things to do, like Tides of War challenges, multiplayer, war stories, practice range, and combined arms, which will be coming soon to the game. Now, if we click multiplayer, we can see that we have 6 game modes: Conquest, Grand Operations, Team Deathmatch, Breakthrough, Frontline Small, and Domination. Now, if we click on the Tides of War, we have challenges, which will unlock us special guns that can only be unlocked in a certain time limit, which rewards the true players. Now, if we have a look at assignments, this is basically a place where you can see what goals you have, or like what goals you want to achieve. Now, these goals are generated by the game, I think. So yeah. Now, if you check Armory, it's the place where you get shipments, and shipments are basically weapons or weapon skins. Now, if we go to featured, we have different skins or sets if you want. We have weapons, like the Gear 42 Blood set, and if we go to soldiers, I mean, we all know what this means: new soldier skins. Now, if we go to our company, we can basically choose if we want to edit the Allied or Axis forces, and as we see here, I selected the Yonkers 88A and wanted to customize it. In this case, I'm just looking at the different planes that it has, that the Germans have. And now, if we go to a soldier, let's say the medic, we can specialize, customize, and see the progression with the weapon, as well as replace it. Here you can see all the specializations that I did, but actually this is the first weapon, so automatically has specializations. Now if we click the replace weapon, we can see that they are 6 stats: damage, accuracy, hip fire, control, rate of fire, fire modes, and ammunition. So basically the only difference with this gun is that it has lower accuracy and lower control for exchange, higher rate of fire. So I don't think I'd change the stand for the Suomi. Now if we click on the first support weapon, we can see that there are 3 options here, and we have a little preview of what they do and how they look like in action. As you saw now, this was the frag grenade, and we can change the appearance of our character. This is basically changing the cosmetic look, in the sense we can change the headgear, pants, and face paint. We can also replace a gadget, which for the medic in this case are bandages and medical crates. We can also change the character from Eva, Ilse, Monica, Heiga, Ingrid, Peter, Kurt, Wilhelm, Gunther, and Helmut. So basically that was it for the user interface review. Now let's look at the main and core game mechanics. As you can see guys, the mechanics look pretty good and pretty clean. There are not a lot of glitches that I could see so far. You leave footsteps in the snow, which is really cool detail that I saw when I was playing. Gameplay is also feeling pretty good. The only problem is that it's not too well balanced. Like, the bombers have way too strong bombs, that's why they get super high kill streaks. And that's the only issue I have with planes. And now the tank gameplay is really good. There are just some issues making it very OP. Like, you can repair your tank from inside, which doesn't make you vulnerable to enemies, but also the enemies have a lot of anti-tank weapons, which when I was playing always overwhelmed me, and it's really hard to defend against them. So all in all, I think it's kind of a well-balanced game, but I think that they could tweak a bit the planes for the players not to get so high kill streaks, cause it's kind of unfair for the infantry and all the other ground classes. So that's all for the main review. So guys, here is the penultimate substage of the video. They are the pros and cons. All games in this series will have to be checked for the criterions, and those are graphics quality, glitches, developer activeness, meaning game patches and updates, the balance of the game's vehicles and classes, playability, the community, the price, the pay-to-win aspect, and the uniqueness of the game itself. The graphics are very beautiful. There are not a lot of glitches or bugs I could spot. The developers were very active up to now. The balance between the classes are okay, but the vehicles seem a little too overpowered. Battlefield 5 will cost you around $5.99 and it requires a monster PC. For now, I don't see any pay-to-win aspects, which is very good. The community is semi-toxic, but I still think that they are more non-toxic players than toxic. The uniqueness of the game is quite good. I think that because of the stories and the idea that is not focusing on the already seen and told is very unique. All in all, I'll give this game a 7 out of 10 fair rating, just because of the specs you need to have to just run it on low graphics, and because of all the controversies surrounding it. Anyway guys, this has been Scales, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I needed so much effort to make it, so it would be very nice from you if you could like and subscribe, and maybe share if you like this video so much. I hope I see you in a video soon. Goodbye.